Hello, my sexy muffins, and welcome back to another video. In this video, we are doing part 3 of Alastor's childhood friend, which will be about them going back to school after the summer and how they do that and how they work together with their studies and such and all that jazz, and maybe a little bit more. I do not know. Remember, the past was poo poo and it was no good at all to for anyone at all. Just the past was poo poo in general, and a lot of people of minorities that were not cis straight white men had it really rough. And there will be mentions of segregation laws and such, which that stuff is never ever okay ever. Anyways, let's get on to the disclaimer. But also, if you want to check out part 1 or part 2, I will have a playlist somewhere in the first minute or so, uh, linked in the info card, so you can check those out if you want to see those. Or you can zoom to the end of the video, and there will be in the card at the end of the video. Thank you. Now, on to the disclaimer. Disclaimer: the past was a piece of poo, and yeah, it was not good for anyone or anything. It sucked, and it was just horrible if you weren't a cis straight white male. And from what Viv has said in her streams, that Alastor is mixed. That means one of his parents, or maybe one of his grandparents, was of color, most likely African American. So that is where this comes from. Anyways, let's get on to business. So, disclaimer number 2: Alastor is not Yandere in canon. This is an AU, of which, if he was Yandere and if he was human and met someone, he was Yandere for in canon. This is just for fun, not in canon. In head canon, this is just for fun and not to be taken seriously at all. Simping for fictional characters and fictional Yanderes is fine, just do not be illegal or gross about it. You know who you are. Yanderes are not ideal partners to have in real life, and you should not want to be with them in real life. Also, remember to separate fiction from reality and headcanon from canon. Thank you. And also, bonus disclaimer. Also, if you are into the show of Hazbin Hotel and you have a lot of headcanons, push them all away when you watch the actual show, because the pilots, the lore that Viv Z Pop has put in, until we see what's on screen, none of that is canon until it's confirmed in the new series that comes out in January. So all your headcanons, all my headcanons, all that stuff, nothing of that is canon until it is seen on Amazon Prime. So yes, that is just go in with a clean slate, not expecting what you think it should be, but with a clear mind so you can just enjoy it. Because there's going to be a lot of people going in with their headcanons, like example headcanons of Angel Dust, and how they had a desire for Angel Dust to be a certain way, but they ended up not being what he ended up saying stuff they didn't agree with, and it ruined their headcanon. So yes, do not go in with headcanons or traits or anything like that. Just go in with wanting to enjoy it, no matter what it is. Please and thank you. Anyways, let's do this. You got up early to walk to school with Alastor. You could take the bus, but you wanted to walk to school with Alastor, like you did for the last week so far. It's been a week since school has started, and you and Alastor have been walking together every single day. Your school was a bit closer, so stop and you would stop at your school, and Alastor would go the rest of his way to his school. Of course, you were in segregation schools because that is what the law stated, that people of color could not be with people of white people for education or for many other things. It was a horrible law and terrible in general. At least you thought that. A lot of people didn't have an interest in it, or just thought it was the way it was supposed to be. It was sad and horrible in your eyes. And you really wanted to spend your days with Alastor because he became your best friend over the summer. You cared for him deeply as a friend, and you really respected him. You wish you could hang out with him more, but since school started, you were trying to do your best to be educated. Women were not as educated as men, so you had to take full advantage of your education that you could. The school day goes by, and then you suddenly hear one of the class dunces, or meatheads, or whatever you wanted to call them, come up to you and say, "Aren't you that girl that hangs out with the Alastor boy?" He says. You nod your head. "Yes, he is my friend." "Well, you better rethink that," he says, looking at you. "You don't know what kind of trouble can happen from one of them." You look at them blankly and do not say anything. You grab your bags and walk out. It was the end of the day, and you did not want to deal with them. They follow after you, hollering at you, and you ignore them. You were going to start walking over to Alistair's schools to meet him, and then walk the rest of the way home with him. They, of course, followed you. They were really upset that a nice girl like you was with one of them. Again, these are not my beliefs. This is just time period, typical bad stuff. It sucks. "Leave me alone," you tell them, turning around, hands on your hips. "I don't care what color Alistair's skin is. I don't care what color Alistair has for his skin. He is my best friend. He is the one I want to hang out with the most. I care about him. And I don't give a dang about who or what people think about me. Now, if you don't mind, leave." You say you have gotten more confident with yourself and more able to defend Alistair and to defend yourself because some people have called you slurs as well. They scoff and walk away. You continue walking over to Alistair's school, and then there he was. He was running over to meet you as he does every day, sweat pouring down his face. It was a hot day in Louisiana. The summer hasn't given up yet, and it won't for a while. But you were still glad to see him. You run over and hug him, no matter how sweaty he was. He tenses up a bit. He was not one for being touched, but he let you hug him because you and his mama were the only ones that could do it without asking first. You pull away and apologize, and then offer your pinky. He takes your pinky in his hands, and you both walk down the road, talking about your days and what you were learning in school. His school did not have the best teachers, so you helped him out where you could, and he also helped you out where you were lacking since girls weren't educated as much. "So, Alistair, I was wondering what you want to do this weekend. It was the first week of school, and today was Friday, so that means the weekend you were able to hang out with Alistair as long as you both got your schoolwork done." "Oh, I was thinking we could go down to the bayou," he says, looking at you. He loved to play in the bayou and also to look around there and to scavenge for frogs. You smile at him and he smiles at you. "I would love that," you tell him, and he smiles back and playfully hits your shoulder. You smile and continue walking on your way. Of course, it did not go as easy. The boys from before, mainly the main boy that asked you, jumped in front of you out from the hedges. "There you are, your name. Now leave this boy," he says, getting ready to throw a fist. Alistair had been prepared for this and stood in front of you. He was not going to let anyone hurt you. "If you're going to hit anyone," sorry, accent throughout, I don't know why. "If you're going to hit anyone, it's going to be me," he says, defending you. "Fine," he says, and hits Alistair right in the face. Alistair winces but doesn't go down. His father has gotten more hands on with him, and he was able to take more than one easy little punch. You were held back by Alistair as he didn't want you hurt. Suddenly, Alistair grabbed your hand and you guys ran away as fast as you could. Alistair did not fight back because of his skin color. If he were to throw a punch, who knows what their parents would have done to him. He knows this all too well. His father might be a white man, but he is not have the privilege that his father has. He makes it home and you wince as his face is starting to swell. "Oh, I'm so sorry, Alastor," you tell him, gently putting your hand to his cheek. "It's okay, it ain't your fault," he says, and rests his forehead against yours. "I would do it again for you," he says. You smile and kiss his cheek. It was the first time you've done so. He blushes hotly and feels strained inside. I I gotta go," he says, and he runs out of the road and into the dirt path leading up to his house. You were confused and shrugged your shoulders, heading home. You had no idea what Alistair was feeling. Alistair started to feel strange around you. It was like he had some type of illness, like he was getting all his stomach doing flip flops, his heart racing, and his hands become sweaty, and he feels strange. He does not know what it is. It makes him feel a little bit sick to his stomach, but in a good way, and he did not know if he liked it or not. He sighs and sits down, putting his palms on his hands. His mama comes into the living room and see that he has bruises all over his face. "Cher, what happened?" She says, walking over to her son and gently cupping his cheek. "I defended your name," he says, as she looks at him. "Did you throw a punch back?" "No, mama." He says, "Good boy. I know it would be tempting to do that, but you did the right thing. Now let's get you cleaned up before you start your schoolwork, and then maybe you can help me with dinner." "Okay, Mama," he says, and that is what he does. He couldn't stop thinking about the strange feelings he was having for you. Was he sick? Would his mama take him to the doctors if he told her how he was feeling? He did not know. He's going to have to look into this on his own, because he doesn't want his mama to worry if he is sick. She had enough on her plate as is. Anyways, that is chapter 3 or part 3. I hope that you all enjoyed. Also, Alastor is Arrow Ace in canon. This is just a fanfic, basically a audio recording of a fanfic and all that stuff. So it is not canon, obviously. Remember that, and we respect that Alastor is Arrow, most likely Arrow Ace and Canon. I don't know if it's changed or what, but that's the last I heard of it. Anyways, I hope that you all enjoyed. If you would like to see more, comment below what you would like to see, and I will do my best to do it and all that stuff. And yes, I hope that you all enjoyed. Thank you. And now, Patreon outro. Thank you, Gav, for being my first patron. You are wonderful. You are beautiful. You are fabulous. You are stunning. Thank you, Gav. You are a very, very amazing patron, and I appreciate you very, very much. Thank you. And thank you, Wicked Brony, for being my second patron. You are also fabulous, beautiful, stunning, gorgeous. Mwah, chef's kiss. Thank you, Wicked Brony, for being my second patron. I appreciate you very much as well. And I hope that you both had a good day and will have a good day. And, anyways, I hope that you all enjoyed and stay sexy, all my sexy muffins. Bye bye. Secret outro time, secret outro time, secret outro time, secret outro on a baseball bat. Secret outro. So the secret outro of the day is, if you were in this situation, would you have fought back against the bullies, or would you had or would you have stand passively? Alastor, in this case, was holding you back, so you couldn't do it. But if that was not the case, what would it be? Anyways, I don't judge you if you stand back, not trying to do anything, because it could lead to more trouble for Alastor as well. Oh, anyways, I hope that you all enjoyed this. And stay sexy, all my sexy muffins. Bye bye.